Hey guys, Dr. Sebastian Gonzales. I'm going to show you today how to address some pain and discomfort you might have with running in this little area of the foot right here. So was it right here or above?
A little bit like below.
Below.
Yeah.
Below or below?
Like here.
Okay. So right now she's got it right on the area where you can see that kind of like bone sticking out right there. And just to know from an anatomical perspective, there's a couple things that can happen right here. So if you grab the shaft of this last little toe, it goes all the way up and it becomes this little bumpy area right there. And you can even see she's got a little callus formation right there because it's been imprinting on the shoe. So one thing you can do is just see whether the joint here and here between them are irritated. And I'm shimming that back and forth. Does that bother it? That does not bother it. Okay. Also too, there's tendons to go in there too, so you can provide a little loading. Go ahead and don't hold me right there. Don't let me push you down. Just hard. Okay, push me up. Okay, push me down. Good. And I would do this probably a different way, but for the sake of video, we're just going to stick like this. Does it bother you when I move it too?
No.
Okay. So what we're looking at here is just to see whether the tendons crossing the area, inserting into this spot or going around it are irritated. And a lot of times with muscle tendon issues, if you load it, they're active tissues, they'll get pissed off, and it's a better indicator that that's a possibility. Doesn't mean it's that, but it could be. But if it doesn't irritate it, then we're not looking at a tendon muscle issue, really. We're looking at other things. So what else crosses this area? There's also neurological structures which come in and around here. One of them is an extension of the lower back muscles, or lower back nerves, and it'll come down here, it'll go behind here, and it'll cross and kind of dive into the foot. Think of this kind of as a really, really, really low-grade sciatica. One thing to consider about nerve stuff is that it doesn't have to stab, it doesn't have to numb, it doesn't have to zap. It can provide many different types of pain. It could be achy, it could be dull, it could be tightness of muscle, it can be a lot of stuff. Like nerves are really the boss with that. So one thing you can check here, and we had a gentleman that came in the other day with this, so that's why I thought of this video, is that so he had pain in and around the ankle, and actually, so we looked up a little bit further where the neurology really comes down, and in this case, it comes down this area here. So if you kind of feel around, you might find an area of tenderness which really typically isn't there. You're wincing. Did we find some?
No, I was waiting for it to hurt or
Oh,
something.
no. It doesn't mean it's going to be positive on you. Okay? So sometimes you find an area which is a little tender. And what you can do with that is you can provide a little, we call it skin rolling. Okay? You basically lift the skin right here, and you kind of go past the area where the nerve is going, allowing it to have a little bit of an increased tunnel as it goes down the area. This probably works in about half the people that we see. It doesn't work on everybody because everyone has different problems or different reasons for their problems. So you can find this and just go all the way up into the calf as well, and even down into this area, which is a little bit more challenging because all of a sudden this bone gets in the way. But you still can kind of grab and just kind of knead and roll. And it seems really like stupid and nuanced, but surprisingly it works half the time. So if it works, why not use it? So if this does work, all this means is your problem down here is not a muscle, tendon, ligament, joint. There's nothing to be corrected via surgery down here. It just means that we're looking at a neurological based problem, and we have to figure out where this nerve is being irritated at. It could be up into here, which you might see as maybe my hamstrings are always tight. Maybe we always see that her back is always tight. But it doesn't seem like a really relatable factor to her because she's been thinking that this muscle, joint, tendon, ligament area down here is the problem. But remember, nerves can provide a lot of different types of sensations, and an ache and a stabbing and a compression here on the shoe might be one which is creating her problem. How does that feel? Right? Is it still painful right here?
No.
Now it's better?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that worked. So maybe skin rolling is going to be part of your thing, okay?
Yeah.
But again, this is a short-term resolution thing. It's going to provide a lot of pain relief. Now we have to trace it a little bit more back up. Just generally speaking, if a nerve is a problem, and it isn't always, it doesn't like tension, excessive tension, and it doesn't like compression. So if she's getting compression on the shoe, I'm not saying get a looser shoe. I'm saying get the nerve in a better state so it's not so darn sensitive, because it should be able to tolerate some pressure, just like. I mean, wear shoes all the time. It doesn't hurt most people, right? But I'm sure some of you have probably heard of another condition in the front here, which they'll start to loosen their laces and all of a sudden takes care of problems. That's a nerve-based condition too. You just tightening it down on another side with laces. So Nerves don't like tension, and they don't like compression excessively. So if we are looking to improve slide here, which is the next step, then we have to improve slide in other spots because the nerve will contribute other parts of the nerve, kind of like a rubber band. It'll contribute to it and it'll decrease slide or tension in that spot right there. So this is called neurodynamics. I'll put a link below if you guys are interested. But that's the basics of it. So if you're having issues down into here, don't consider them just as muscle tendon. If you've been to a podiatrist or gotten an X-ray, an MRI, these might be negative. They might be normal, which is completely fine. Those images don't show pain. They don't show sensations. They just show structure. Structure's not always damaged. And sometimes just it's a little bit of pressure, that's all it is. So these are simple things to correct. If you guys have questions, I'm in Huntington Beach. I'll put a link above. And if you're looking for more information on this type of thing and you're away from me, I'll put a link there as well.